Last week, after almost 2 years of waiting, we finally started the build on our 76 Series Landcruiser. We kicked things off with getting this beautiful bull bar fitted up by the guys up at ATD Customs before running it down to McCormack's in Brisbane to start our J-Max coil conversion and a heap of other mods, including the snorkel, method wheels, and then took it over to Scrubs to get this unreal 3M PPF wrap on the entire vehicle to protect that Sandy Torp paintwork. This week we're starting the auto electrical, getting the Tow Pro and the UHF fitted up before fitting our Legend X side steps and our MSA tow mirrors and getting that tow bar chucked on the back as well. Then we put the car all back together with all our custom paintwork done and then take it over to camp to show Liz for the very first time since dropping it off at McCormack's a couple of weeks earlier. Can't wait to show you this one, guys. Let's dive into it. We have moved down to Burpengary, a little campsite just down here in North Brisbane, tucked away just off the freeway. Throughout this build process and the planning for it all, the logistics has been a real headache, and this is proving to be a really good spot for us to be able to just get easy access. We're only about 20-25 minutes from McCormack's here, so a really good spot to be able to keep an eye on the build, get heaps of footage for you guys, but also just chill out in between times and just enjoy ourselves as a family, kicking back. There's been a couple of koalas getting around here as well. We've seen a few koalas while we've been here and just enjoying some family time just in amongst all the chaos that our lives have become while we're trying to build a car and live on the road and everything else that comes with that. This little campsite's called Wescloud Lodge, by the way. I'll share the Wikicamp details to it in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. If you're passing through North Brisbane, it's a really good spot. Like I said, really close to the freeway, nice and close to the supermarkets and all the facilities that you need as a traveller when you're passing through. But also, if you just need a break from the hustle and bustle of the busy Sunshine Coast or Brisbane area, then it's a great space to come and just chill out. While we've been here though, the weather hasn't been on our side the entire time. We did actually get down pretty low with our batteries, so we came up with a pretty clever little idea. I think it's pretty clever to use the Bluetti AC200Max that we've been testing out recently and run it as a silent generator to top up those batteries in the caravan. So check it out. I'm going to throw to that and then we'll come back and I'll give you an update on where we're up to with the 76 build. All right, sweet, that's sick. All right, so I've just synced my phone to the Bluetti app so I can keep an eye on the state of charge, because the plan is to hook the Bluetti AC200 that we've been testing out to the caravan and see if we can charge the caravan from this to make it basically a silent generator. So our AC charger for our EnerDrive system takes its power from a power output. So all that happens is when you plug in your 15 amps normally from your shore power from your caravan park or at home or whatever, it would then feed 240 volt out through this power point, which goes to the charger, which then goes to the batteries. So all I'm doing is turning that off and unplug it and plug this into the Bluetti. Now the reason I can't go straight into out there is because I don't have 15 amp output out of the Bluetti, so this will hopefully bypass that. Okay, so I've just turned the AC on the Bluetti AC200 and it's feeding into our EnerDrive 60 amp charger. So that's pumping 60 amps of power from the Bluetti straight into our batteries in the caravan and charging the caravan. So let's call it a silent generator. It's pretty cool. I don't think this would be a reason to buy the unit on its own, but it is really good to know that it's capable of it. Now at the moment I can see on the app it's pulling about almost 1,000 watts, 990 watts out of the Bluetti and that's transferring into the van. The Bluetti has a 2,000 watt inverter in there, so it'll easily be capable of doing that. And it's got a 170 amp hour battery, so assuming you take that down to about 20% or whatever you want to do to keep your lithium healthy, we can put over 100 amps of power from there into the caravan. Now when conditions are like they have been lately, where we've had a few cloudy, rainy days in a row and batteries getting a bit low in the van, it's really cool that we can transfer power from the Bluetti into the van and then we can unplug it, put it in the car, and as we're driving around doing day trips and things like that, we can recharge the Bluetti back up again. So the Bluetti AC200 that we've got can charge off DC power, so off your 12 volt out of your car, AC power obviously if you take it home or caravan park and plug it in, and also portable solar panels can go straight into it because it's got its own built-in solar controller. But yeah, just a really cool, like we've been testing it out a bit, cooking and things like that, but I just thought, you know, batteries are getting a little bit low in the van at the moment. We got down to about 45% overnight and it's not exactly a sunny day today. So I thought, well, what if we could get 100 amps out of this and put it into the van and yeah, happy days. So let's jump inside the van and we'll see how much of the 990 odd watts that's coming out of the Bluetti is actually making it into the van. Let's go do that calculation, because there's definitely going to be some losses. This is not a very efficient way to transfer power, but just cool to know that you can do it. Okay, so we're inside now. I'm just checking on the Simarine display for our EnerDrive system, and it's saying from that 60 amp charger, it's putting in 60 amps basically, which at 12 volt is 720 watts, and it's costing us over 950 watts. So there's a fair bit of loss there. So call it 200 and a bit, say 240 watts at 12 volts. So it's costing us 20 amps of losses in that. So it's not a very efficient way, like I said, to charge your batteries. But if you're in a pickle and you're running short of power, particularly us because we're gasless as well, we only have electricity to power the caravan. We've got no gas. Yeah, so it's just good to know that you could do that. When we eventually do, we'll be doing an EnerDrive system in our new car as well. So the same theory applies. We could charge the caravan from the car, but the Bluetti being portable is pretty handy. So yeah, if you want to carry it if you were carrying it and say had a small camper trailer or something like that with a smaller battery system, this could be a game changer as a way of upgrading the amount of power you got without going to the effort and time and expense of upgrading your power system in your camper trailer or whatever it might be, or an older caravan for that matter as well. So that worked out really well, using the Bluetti as a bit of a silent generator. Like I said in that, it's not really the most efficient way to use your power, but if you've got it, hey, why not use it? And it got us through until the sun came out the next day. So that was a real handy one to be able to know that was able to do that unit. And we're going to be doing some more cooking and things like that with it soon as well as using it to test out our desal system. That's coming up in a video not too far away. We're also getting back on the road and getting back out traveling, but we're doing our best to get it all out. We're only two people and we've got a lot of ideas and a lot of content we want to share with you all. But yeah, we'll get there in the end. Might be time to have a bit of a break over Christmas when we get there though, I reckon. Alrighty, so let's give you a bit of an update of where the 76 is up to. So after it made its way back from the guys doing the PPF there at Scrubs, we got it back into McCormack's and the guys got dug in and started the wiring. Now originally I wasn't going to get McCormack's to do a lot of the wiring. I'm pretty confident doing 12 volt wiring myself, but as the build developed and I was hanging out there at the workshop with the guys, I realised that it just made so much more sense to get the guys there to do it. Because we went with the electric shocks with our coil conversion, the guys had to do some wiring anyway, and it's one of those things, once you're in there doing wiring in around the dash, it just makes sense to get it all done in one hit. Now I picked up this really cool little bracket from the guys at 76 Fab, and it mounts up the Red Arc Tow Pro and our UHF. Now this is actually the UHF that we had in our old Ranger. I grabbed it out before we traded that in. We also did an Anderson plug on the rear for the caravan to give charge to the caravan, and then of course got those shocks wired up as well. Then it was on to fitting off all the final little bits and pieces and accessories. First up was the Legend X side steps that I picked up in the last video. You would have seen me pick up those from the guys there at Legend X. We got those custom painted to match the rest of the car, so the guys at McCormack's painted these up. Bodie himself from McCormack's, Bodie McCormack, jumped on the tools and gave the boys a hand to fit up the side steps, which look absolutely unreal. I love the look of these side steps and sliders, which is obviously why I chose them and went with them, but they look absolutely unreal. Then it was time to move on to get the MSA tow mirrors fitted up. Now these MSA tow mirrors obviously are going to give us, make us legal, and when we're towing, give us that wider view so we can see down the sides of the caravan, but they also give us electric adjustment. The standard mirrors in the 70 aren't electric adjustable, so it's handy to have that electrical adjustment in there as well. To fit them up, there is a few holes you do have to drill, which is a pretty nerve-wracking thing, and I'm glad I got the pros to do it. I don't know that I could have taken a drill to my brand new Landcruiser. Bodie again got the holes drilled up and got those mirrors fitted up, and they look absolutely smick. I could not be happier with them. I actually really like the look of these mirrors and the way they function. We're going to be sharing a little bit more about those in a future video. After that, it was the next most important thing for us, or probably the most important thing for us, which is the tow bar, so that we can tow the caravan around the country. So yeah, we got the tow bar fitted up there by the guys as well. Well, somewhere in amongst all that, I managed to find time to install our Black Duck seat covers. These are the same 4-element seat covers that we had on our Ranger, and when we took them off our seats, they were still brand new. I think they're the perfect balance between looks, comfort and durability, and we absolutely love them. Thank you very much, mate. She looks a little bit different to when I dropped it off a couple of weeks ago.
Put a bit of fruit into her, eh, mate? Yeah, I like the colours. I was a bit unsure at the start, but I love it. I rate it.
I've said that to a few people, that you guys, actually it was you and Clayton from ATD when we said what colour we wanted to go with. Everyone's like, oh, you sure about that?
But it matches like the subtle, obviously, sandy taupe. It's a neutral colour. Yeah, it looks trick.
It's getting harder and harder to make a 70 series look different.
It is.
And unique.
And you've nailed it.
I think so. I'm pretty stoked with it, and you guys have knocked it out of the park. And big job putting that J-Max kit in. I've got to say, one thing I've learned about hanging around annoying the boys in the workshop for the last couple of weeks is there's a lot more involved in a build like this than I think people give it credit for. I think it's easy when you're looking through a...
Yeah, like a quote, you mean?
Yeah. Let's put a snorkel on, let's put a, let's put a J-Max coil conversion in. It's a bolt-in kit, that'll just bolt in. Sweet, we'll go through and add that. Bolt up a tow bar.
For sure.
A couple of side steps and we're done. But it's
days and days and hours of planning plus fitting, and let alone electrical, mate. There's not even much electrical in this thing we've done. So that's just another whole, facet of the business that can take time, I suppose, as you said.
And then you get fastidious owners like me that want to go and custom paint things and pull things apart and go to the next level. But that's what pulls off a build like this, I think, is those little details.
Oh, it's very handy having a paint shop, mate.
Well, that was a big reason we came to you guys. The car didn't have to leave site, you know what I mean? The only thing we left for is to do the PPF, which is fair enough.
Which is a great job too, by the way.
I was going to go matte with that, and then we got talked out of it by you and a few other people. Were like, it's just going to look like an old Landcruiser.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we didn't, because I think
the gloss looks...
It's popped today.
Method wheels. Yeah. Awesome look trick on it.
Yeah, the methods are great. You guys are starting to do a lot more of the J-Max stuff now, eh? Like you guys are...
Yeah, well, we're the main Brisbane dealer for J-Max. Yeah, we've done a couple before yours, and now we're into it, mate. So we're going to start doing 4495s, the big stuff, the big cut chassis one.
Chop and extend them. And
yeah. Which will, that'll bring a bit of fun to the workspace for the boys. I love that.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Good luck, mate. I hope you have a safe journey with you and your family. And
thanks, mate.
I appreciate you giving us a shot.
I appreciate all your help and the team as well. Like, Sean especially, I've got to give a special shout out to Kenny. He knocked it out of the park.
Kenny loves it.
With the core conversion. But I think just about every one of the boys had a bit of a touch on this one. It was a bit of a love job for a few of the boys.
For the whole team.
Yeah, they loved
Painter, the whole deal,
the whole team did well, and Elliot in the workshop as well, in the mechanical, he did a great job. So it's quite a stressful thing, I've got to say, to plan a big build like this, and being able to, like I said...
It's a lot of money involved too, mate. Like, you know what I mean? You're not mucking around with Matchbox cars here. It's big bucks, serious dollars, so it's got to be spot on.
Yeah, and then don't look at the bank balance.
Don't look at the bank balance. Eating baked beans and toast, mate, for a long time.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome, mate.
No dramas, buddy.
Thanks again.
All good. See you soon.
Well, I'm obviously stoked with the car, but Liz hasn't even seen it yet. So the last time she saw it was when we dropped it off at McCormack's. A little bit's changed since then. I'm just rolling back into camp now. Let's see what Liz thinks of it. Not that it really matters, because it's done now and I love it, but I reckon she's gonna love it as well.
Look at it! Oh my gosh! It looks even better! Oh, look, they've done that. Oh my gosh, that color is so good. I've only seen like video footage of it. Simon comes back every afternoon with like the camera reel and like showing me what he's done. I'm like, oh, but just in person, look at it. Look how good that looks. That's so shiny. Oh man.
Come and have a look, mate.
This.
Wild.
What do you think?
It's wild.
What's that?
It's way higher.
What is it, James?
Doesn't even come up to you.
I can't even get out there.
Oh my gosh. How beautiful. Look how much difference it makes tinting these out. It doesn't look like a fishbowl anymore. Oh my gosh.
The wheels look different.
The wheels are very different.
The wheels look different?
They look so sick, hey. They look bigger in real life, like in proportion to the car.
You're trying to get in, James. Don't go in the back door,
Look
mate.
at all this, like, that's so much better. You wouldn't think that just blacking out all of the chrome would make that much of a difference, but it absolutely does. How do these go? Oh, and then slide. Oh, they're sturdy.
My friend,
Is that as wide as they go? Yeah.
That's the
fully out?
widest, yeah.
Yeah, and then so what? Then like in and then push.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. This is still.
That's the last little bit of chrome.
It's the aerial goes up.
I found my water bottle.
You found your water bottle?
Oh,
Oh, you've been missing it.
we've been looking for that.
Whoa, this is
in my
careful,
car.
mate. That
Oh, look, you've made it. You've footprints on it already.
the wheels look so
Wait,
beautiful.
What did you do?
I'm glad we went black. I was tossing up for a long time between the bronze and the black, and no, black was the right call. Honey, you've done so well. I can't believe this is ours.
No, it
I
doesn't.
can't believe you made this.
Doesn't feel real yet.
You
eh?
made this in your mind, and now look at it.
Yeah, it's not even finished yet though.
I know.
There's still a bit
oh my
to go.
Gosh.
But
But
a
look
big,
at it
a big
now.
chunk of it is done.
It looks so bespoke. Like it doesn't look like.
Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
interior stuff to go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks for giving me free rein to build my dream car.
Oh man. Sorry, I just got distracted by how pretty it is. Like that bull bar with the green in the background. It's just like the green undertones in this come right out when it's up against that. Oh.
You know, it's actually a little bit of a relief in a way to get it to this point because, yeah, just the logistics and the planning and the lots of thinking and discussions with so many different people, what to do, what not to do, how to do it, what's best, and I think, I think we nailed it. Yeah, the wrap.
What do you think of the wrap? Because we were at one point going to do a matte wrap, and it was a big
Yeah, I
decision.
really wanted to do a matte conversion to it, so a matte PPF wrap, but a lot of people, everyone we spoke to pretty much that had seen it or done one, or yeah, from Clayton from ATD to the guys doing the wrap to the guys at McCormack's, I ran it past everyone and they all said the same thing. It won't look great on Sandy, that it just would make it look old, and which isn't a bad thing, but yeah, that it would just sort of look faded and old. Whereas this gloss, especially this high gloss stuff that we got from 3M, is just, the color just pops. It just, yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks really good. I'm actually really glad we went this way. And the gloss wrap is a bit more durable than the matte wrap as well. More durable, better self-healing properties, and a lot better hydrophobic properties, which helps us to keep the car clean, or cleaner. It's a little bit cheaper in labor because they don't have to wrap 100% of the car. There's bits and pieces that they don't need to wrap. So the labor cost is, well, and the material cost, but more the labor cost is a bit cheaper doing gloss because they don't have to do every single panel, and you can sort of choose how much of the car you want to do. Whereas once you do matte, you got to do the whole car, otherwise it looks a bit odd. All right, so here we are. It's done. It is registered. We have finally got it to this point. Yeah, it's been awesome experience, really good fun, but yeah, we're really excited to finally have our 76 on the road.
Gosh, it's been a long time coming, and years in the planning. Like 2 years ago we ordered this car. We then did a build where we planned it all out, and then the build didn't happen, car didn't show up, and then we had to plan it again.
No, but here we are.
And here we are.
We got it done. So this is by no means the end of the story for the 76. There's still a heap of things that we want to do to it and that we will be doing to it over the next few weeks. From here, we're going to go up and do a shakedown trip. We're going to go up to the Pioneer Pad actually, and looking forward to seeing a lot of you guys up there.
Can't wait.
Really looking forward to that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the build. Thanks to everyone that's been commenting and letting us know what you think of it. Obviously, some of you agree with us, some of you really like it, some of you aren't so sure. There's a lot of comments there about maybe we didn't pick the right vehicle, or a lot of people don't maybe understand why we went with this vehicle. We're going to be addressing a lot of that because I think there's some really good points in there and some stuff we'd like to share about why we did choose it and why this is what we think is the perfect vehicle for what we want to do. So there's all that coming up and more. And then we're shooting down the East Coast, where we're going to run down the East Coast after the Pioneer Party. Yeah, there's heaps coming up. Can't wait to share all that with you. But until then, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
See you Sunday.
See ya.